this message is just for you. You are good enough. This is the episode for you. If you're really not enjoying the process, or even just parts of it, you're finding it boring, repetitive, or would just rather be doing literally anything else, I made this video just for you. Now, I know that for some of you, you didn't choose to be learning this language, and I get that you'd rather be doing other things. And that said though, even if this language chose you and it's like a side quest that's going to get you closer to your actual goal, we still want to make it as fun and fulfilling an experience as possible. Because guess what? You do not have to hate this. So a lot of people, by the time they get to the stage where they're dreading their study every day, they go down one of two roads. Either they proclaim, I don't even know where to start fixing this, it's all broken, I hate all of it. Or they're so conditioned to think that they just have to grit their teeth and get through it, that they've long given up even trying to make the process better. But the thing that's so amazing about language learning is that almost every problem within it is solvable. And almost every aspect of it has an alternative if you really aren't enjoying it. This feeling of dread or resentment is telling you that something isn't working for you, but it is something that we can fix. So today, I'd really love to start that process with you by really isolating what it is that's bothering you. And to do that, we need to collect some data. So if you want to pause this video, get some paper and a pen and journal this, pause now. And if you do have paper, you might want it to be held landscape or long ways. So ask yourself the first question. What does this process remind you of? What is it taking you back to that you hate? Is it a place, like maybe your memories of school? Or is it a feeling, perhaps of being criticized or lost or confused? And then number 2, we're going to make a sort of inventory for the stuff that's draining you, and that's why your paper is landscape. So for this one, you could either do it in 4 columns, or you could do it as one list with just a bunch of thinking. So column 1, what specifically do you hate doing? List all the tasks, whether it is one or whether it's almost everything that you do in a long list, but be specific about the activities themselves that are bothering you. And then I want you to look at your list, and in the second column, I'd like you to think or write about how much time are you spending doing the stuff that you hate? Literally, how many minutes per week are you spending on those tasks that are draining you? In the third column, or thinking, what is it about those tasks that really doesn't work for you? What exactly is it that you don't like? And there is no answer here that is too ridiculous or too petty or too childish. Be really honest with yourself, because your reasoning reveals something important. And in the fourth and final column, can you think of any alternative ways that would help you to achieve the same thing? If you can't think of any immediately, can you make it part of your plan this week to ask around, ask on the internet, and just see what alternatives are available? And then the next thing I'd like you to do with your list, What is something that you can enjoy? And then can you bring that into your language learning? And now if you want some tips on some out-of-the-box ways that you can combine your interest with your language learning, I recommend popping back to a video that I made a couple of weeks ago. I will attach it now and also to the end of this video, where I really dive into some ways where you can bring your curiosity into your language learning, however eclectic your interests might be. I really hope that this has given you some things to think about as you start your week. My biggest, loudest message to you today is do not ignore what's bothering you. Think about it, journal it, analyze it, and ask other language learners or language teachers if they know any ways to make it better. Because the more you understand what's going on and what's making the process unpleasant, the easier it is to fix it. And language learners, you really don't need to stay on a path that you don't like. You have options, and there are so many ways to get to your goals. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.